His eyes were closed tight, and his hands, crossed over his stomach, were thin and delicate, no longer scratchy. I remembered how always before I'd run and jumped up on him just anywhere. Now I knew he would not be able to support my weight. I looked around at my parents and was surprised to see that my father and mother also looked old and frail. My father, his own hair very gray, leaned over the quietly sleeping old man, who, incidentally, smelled still of wine and tobacco, and said, as he'd done so many times, "To hell with dying. Man, my daughter is home to see Mr. Sweet." My brother had not been able to come as he was in the war in Asia. I bent down and gently stroked the closed eyes, and gradually they began to open. The closed, wine-stained lips twitched a little, then parted in a warm, slightly embarrassed smile. Mr. Sweet could see me, and he recognized me, and his eyes looked very spry and twinkly for a moment. I put my head down on the pillow next to his, and we just looked at each other for a long time. Then he began to trace my peculiar hairline with a thin, smooth finger. I closed my eyes when his finger halted above my ear. He used to rejoice at the dirt in my ears when I was little. His hand stayed cupped around my cheek. When I opened my eyes, sure that I had reached him in time, his were closed. Even at 24, how could I believe that I had failed? That Mr. Sweet was really gone? He had never gone before. But when I looked up at my parents, I saw that they were holding back tears. They had loved him dearly. He was like a piece of rare and delicate china, which was always being saved from breaking, and which finally fell. I looked long at the old face, the wrinkled forehead, the red lips, the hands that still reached out to me. Soon I felt my father pushing something cool into my hands. It was Mr. Sweet's guitar. He had asked them months before to give it to me. He had known that even if I came next time, he would not be able to respond in the old way. He did not want me to feel that my trip had been for nothing. The old guitar. I plucked the strings, hummed Sweet Georgia Brown. The magic of Mr. Sweet's lingered still in the cool steel box. Through the window I could catch the fragrant, delicate scent of tender yellow roses. The man on the high, old-fashioned bed with the quilt coverlet and the flowing white beard had been my first love.